Hi guys, it's Paula back, and now it's time to stitch in this next part and hopefully I don't run out of bobbin. So we have these that we did that we didn't cover in a collage. Okay, now I'm not going to stitch those on camera due to time, but they stitch the same way as the ones we collage. Okay, and as the same way as the ones, these exact ones I'll show you. Okay, these are how the blank ones will stitch. And yeah, so you can be creative and do them all different kinds of ways, but I've got you on here so we can stitch. So the first thing you want to do is stitch across the top using your zigzag, which is what I end up doing. Okay, is I just do across the top, and I have a new machine, so this is all, you know, it's not my best stitching. I haven't got my best stitching down yet, so I'm just going to go straight across. I guess I made that stitch really small and didn't realize it. That's all right. If I wanted to be real decorative, I did make it small, didn't I? How funny. I'm still learning how all these buttons work, and I'm excited though, you guys, because it does back stitch. Oh, no wonder. I see what I did. Let's go back here. Okay. I'm getting everything back to where it's supposed to be, I believe. Okay, I think. Now I'm going to do this back. I'm going to go back to just a straight stitch for now. I haven't found the fast ways to do that yet. Now, I take this after I've stitched across the top. In this situation, because I have this space, I'm going to go ahead and do a straight stitch across the top, just so it looks nicer. You wouldn't have to normally do this, but because I left that big gap, I want to go ahead and do that because I want to use these, of course. Now, that just gives it a little bit of a different look. I don't know how much bobbin I have left. There may be a chance we have to... I have another full bobbin ready. I just, you know, I'm still learning. Okay, now we've got this all ready now. And I went ahead and cut that extra extended portion off because I didn't need it. But now we're just going to straight stitch around. And then you want to back stitch here on the top so that you don't end up, let me make sure, I'm sorry, you don't end up, this back stitch is so different than my other machine. It's trying to, my other machine lays the needle down and leaves it in the fabric, and then this one leaves it up. I've got to figure out what works best. And I feel like when I get to the end, I don't stop soon enough. And then I have to kind of play with it a little bit. But that's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? That's the nice thing about junk journaling. It can be any way you want it. I do like that this one has much better speed than my other one. I had a brother sewing machine, and I mean, I still have it. It's just I'm sick of having it fixed. So I bought a Singer this time. We'll see what happens. I've had both. I've had Singer before too and not had that great of luck. So, you know, you never know. All right. So what happened to my plastic? It must have not stuck. What? Well, that's good to know, right? That it is Okay, so my acetate did not stick onto my, I'll fix it. I see how to fix it. Okay, it is there. Okay, now I love the way that turned out. You can, I'm going to take some of the tags from the other ones for now, just to save time, to show you how pretty that will be with these roses down in there. And of course, these are a different color rose, but still you can see the difference, right? And I like the way that turned out. I like it. Okay, now we'll move on to the next one. This is the last one we did that had the little window here. So we're going to go across the front with a zigzag stitch. Across the top, I mean. Just like we did the last one. Get my little box out of the way. Now, if you wanted to zigzag around the whole thing, you could do that. All right, you don't have to straight stitch. I don't know. I don't like to zigzag everything. And so I still have to, like I said, I still got to learn this machine. All right, so now I'm folding it up and I'm going to straight stitch around the other 3 sides. And you do want to back stitch at the beginning so your pocket doesn't get ripped open. Yeah, I love that this machine is so much faster. You know, if I were going to do something that was more tedious and I wanted a lot of perfection to happen, look at that. How cute is that? Now let's see what we want to stick inside this one. Let's try, we can try anything, but how about we use this one? Any kind of tag will work. See, here we have floral. So it just depends on what you're wanting. Now, the next one is this double window. Now, do we want it that way? No, not particularly. I think I want it like this. And I'm trying, no, like this. I want my flowers to be upright. So I'm going to go across the top of this right here. And I'm going to zigzag. I just think it gives it a better finish when you can do it like that. Now, if you want to be very creative, now I've not even thought about this till now. You could even, let's try this. You could even stitch around these, okay? I'm kind of nervous about it. I'm not going to do it because it's a new machine, but you could do it, I guess is what I'm saying. You could do it. You wouldn't go as fast as I've been going here. And that way you would get a better look. But you could also doodle it on there. You know, it wouldn't be that difficult. Awesome. I thought that'd take us much longer, but of course you'll trim off all your little edges, make it neat as you want it. And let's see if we can find a tag that we like in here. So this is that same tag, but it works. Now what is the deal? I'm finding that the acetate is being kind of finicky sticking. I might have to start using a stronger glue or a different glue. I've been using glue stick. You guys let me know what you normally use when you put down acetate. I don't know what its problem is, but it's not sticking very well. So there you go. We have our little birds in this situation. I'm going to pull you straight back down. And hopefully you are where you can see here. Now I'm going to go in here with some glitter glue and see if I can't get that to stick better. It's just at the top that it's a problem, but it is a problem whenever you can't get your acetate to stick. That is so weird. I'm just going to put, it's not sticking along the sides. So I'm going to put it where I can see it, where I know it will be safe not to stick the whole thing together. Let's see if that works. Hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed. I don't want it to, yeah, it seems to be working fine. Yeah, I'll have to remember to use a stronger glue when putting the acetate down. Yeah, that one's working. Now let me look at these. Since I haven't stitched them yet, I need to make sure that they're working okay. Now look at this one. This one seems to be attached. Oh, it got stitched. That's why it works. Okay, let's see these others. This is another one that a minute ago we tried and it didn't, the acetate didn't get stuck. But it is going to, because I'm fixing to do it right now. And you have to be careful because, you know, it will get down into your, where you want to have your, let me get right here. Hopefully that will work and not stick onto anything, but it is. I can see that it's trying to stick on the back. Let me get that open and cleaned up. You can always count on it, can't you? Always count on some section to do something it's not supposed to do. I'm going to find something to stick in here. How about some acetate? I'll stick in there to keep it from sticking onto the back. You know, doing what we do is kind of trial and error, isn't it? Especially when we're just coming up with things to go into our, to do with our paper. It's so much fun to try to figure out how to make paper do something that hadn't happened before. And I'm sure something similar has happened, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so that one is okay. Now let's look at, where's this one? This one I know is working. This is one of the first ones. Yeah, it's attached nicely. That's so weird. Well, 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 what can I say? Okay, now, I think we're at the point we can go ahead and move on to the next project that I have in mind. We're not going to stitch these right now because they're pretty much, it's too repetitive. I don't want you to have to do the same thing over and over. So on this one, let me get my, get out a wipey here and clean off the top of this glue so it doesn't stick. I tell you, it doesn't take long for that to get finicky on you. Okay, so you know, we've been doing the whole fold over side pocket thing forever, right? we have been doing it forever, where you just take your paper, fold it over, stitch around it, decorate it, stick your tag in here. So I'm tired of that. I'm ready to move on to something different. So I just decided we still have to do it in the same form. So let's just take and fold our paper in half. Now I doubled this paper and I just glued it together, so it's 2 sheets. Folded it in half like this, nothing big, and then folded it in like a triangle like this. Now that's one way to do it. The second way to do it is like I did it here, where you have 2 pockets, okay? You have this pocket, and then this can be a pocket back here. Now, it's pretty much the same thing, okay? It just has a little bit of a different look. And I like that it has a little bit of a different look because I'm sick of the same look. How about you? So I'm just going to glue this down here in the back so that it, you know, stays down. And you want to make sure you do one for the right and one for the left, right? You want one to do it one for each direction, okay? So those 2 are done. Now I have this one that I've already done here with the double pocket. So I did a double pocket with this one, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Although I've already folded it down. But basically, you take this, okay, you've folded it under, and you've glued your flap down. Okay, then you're going to take this one, you're going to fold it back and glue your flap down. And then you're going to end up with this. Okay, now when you do your stitching on your machine after you decorate, you'll want to stitch here first and here first before closing and stitching around the outside. I hope that makes sense. Now we're going to make these real quick. I'm trying to find my glue book and I don't see. There it is right in front of me. Now, I'm going to move this sewing machine out of the way. Maybe I'll have a little bit of room. I'm going to look under here and see what papers I have laid out. I've got some cute ones laid out, so that will work. Here is some more of hers. I like, is it IOZ? I think that's her name. Okay, so let's just pull some of this paper down here. We're going to decorate these. I kind of want it to look Eastery, so this will be a good page right here, see, because it has this Easter type flower. I'm trying to remember what they're called. Daffodils. Easter daffodil. Let's go around in a circle there. And so I've got these birds on this one, so let's do the daffodils on the other one. Like right in here. I think that's what that is, or maybe that's a lily. I don't know what it is. It's hanging. It's hard to tell looking at this exactly what it is. From what direction. I thought it was the Easter, an Eastery type flower, but maybe not. Okay, so there's that. Let me get some more paper for the background. Okay. This has a little bit of green and pink. So I'm going to open this out like this so I can decorate here. And, you know, I'm not worried about my table too much. And since we're going to be stitching, I'm going to go like this. And I can always trim off what I don't want there in the back. I'm trying to make it easy and quick. The main thing is that it's stitched together nicely in the end. And it will be. Okay, so I want a little piece over here. Let's use some of this. I like this. Looks like a piece of trim. There we go. So I want it there. Yeah, I think I do. I don't need a whole lot of that, but I put it right there. And then I'm going to put this flower right here. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this little piece right on the edge, because I'm going to have a little crack right there that I want to be covered. I want this to be up there pretty good. Let's see. Instead of adding birds to this one, I'll just use that floral. Maybe. I don't know. I may change my mind. You never know. Now, we are going to want to, let's trim this one first. And I'm going to trim along there because that's where one of the pockets is. And then we'll fold it and then trim around the whole thing. And let me get this to cooperate here. Okay. And right here. There we go. I like the way that looks. I like the way it turned out. Now we got to do inside here. And I'm thinking I liked, where'd it go? I like this trim right here. So I'm thinking maybe this dark strip. Normally I wouldn't say do dark, but I'm going to do it like this, and then I can trim off anything that doesn't go like I like it to. When I'm done with my table, I know I've got a mess going here on my table, but when I'm done, I'll just clean it all off. Okay, now this little white strip is not going to stay on here because it's going to be coming off. There we go. See, that's going to be pretty. Trim it out like this. And we may make some more of these. We're going to make 2 more today. And if we need more for the Easter books, we'll make some more. Let me take this little piece right here that's sticking up so it'll lay down better. Now see, all we have to do is stitch around those, and we have a nice set of Easter. Now this has got little birds. Now, again, this is floral, but we have a lot of floral stuff, you know. But I'm going to see if I have a flower in my fussy cut flowers that might look better. I don't know. Let me dig here. I'm going to kind of put it where you guys can see. I'm going to try. I'll put it that way. There's just not enough room. Just not enough room. That poor little flower has about met its flower maker. Okay, let's see. So we've got yellow. I don't really want yellow to go with yellow here, but I feel like it's kind of, it kind of needs something else. That yellow isn't cutting it for me. Maybe what we should do is put a bird on there and then do a flower on the next set. That's what we'll do. Excuse me just a moment while I get some birds. I have birds and flowers out the wazoo because when we started collaging, I thought I had to have 1,000,000. And that's okay because it helps me. I don't have to. And see, with this yellow in the background, that's okay too because it kind of helps you to decide which bird. I wish I had another one with multiple birds on it that was small enough There's some cute little birds. I started going through these birds earlier, and I was like, you are so cute. Okay, this one's not even finished. It didn't get fussy cut all the way. But it's kind of cute right there by that little, let me finish fussy cutting it. I must have slept through that one because I didn't get it all finished. I'm not cutting all those little tiny, I don't go in and go crazy and cut all the little tiny pieces. Do you? I just, you know, I'm lucky to get these. I'm lucky to cut around the outside. I don't do these little sections. Now see, he would have to come off over here, but he's cute, isn't he? He is cute. He's going on there. Otherwise, he will, I don't know if we could put another little buddy on here. Let me see if there's another small one. Of course, I don't know if they like to pair up and be buddies. That one's cute too. Look at this one. Maybe you may get kicked out. I kind of like this one better. With that yellow in the background, you know. Yeah, let's do that one. I'm sorry, little guy. We'll bring you back later. So, this way we have a bird on both of those. And they look like they kind of go together. Even though I'm not trying to do the matchy-matchy thing. There we go. Let's see, this little bit of orange in here kind of makes it different too. There we go. I'm going to cut off that stem. And then after I stitch this one, it'll look good, except we do have pink stitching right there, and I changed it to kind of a navy black just because I'm, you know, need it to go with everything. Yeah, I like the way those look. So I'll have to let that dry to go into my machine. Now here's this one and this one. And these are, now why does that one look crooked? Looks a little crooked. Let me straighten it out. Sometimes they can be crooked. Okay, there we go. Now on this one, because we've got this portion, which we don't normally have, there's a lot of different things you can do on that. You can round the corners, for one thing. I don't know how that would look with everything else being square, but if you get bored and want to try that, I think I'm going to keep them square for today. And then, again, so on this one, when you stitch, you want to stitch here first. Okay, and then you can stitch around the whole thing, which, you know, is good. All right, so let's cover these. Let me move these little birds out of the way. Kind of sticking with the same color theme. Sticking with some of this. Not too worried about. Turn this over here. You guys should see my room. I'm trying to get all my collage type videos done today so that I can move on and work on the book. And then maybe we can do some, do like a tag series at some point. I always love doing tags. Can never have enough of those. And I thought we might be able to do a tag series where you take a tag that's decorated, like a pre-done tag, and it's decorated, and then you make it your own. I thought that would be fun. So look for that in the future. And let's see. All right, this has a little bit of yellow. Let me see if I want to do, actually it's more like an orange, but I like it. Okay, let's do the kind of orangey look here. So my husband started his 5th week today before he retires. So he has 5 weeks until retirement day. So, you know, regardless of how guys are, you know, they have to be anxious, either nervous. I think guys would have a tendency to be more nervous than excited. Maybe a little of both, just because, you know, they've been the sole at least in our family, he's been the sole support, and suddenly now, you know, you're not going to be working. Although he's been asked to work by so many people, so I don't know what he's going to end up doing. He'll probably do some part-time things just to keep him from going crazy, keep me from going crazy. You know how that is, right? Okay, so we have a few little places left down here. Let me get I want to get some different florals going here too. I like this one as well. I'm going to add some of this at the bottom. And then, let's see, maybe add some on the other side. Okay, so we've got this here. Yeah, I like the way that looks. And I'm thinking I want that back here. See if we can put the whole thing back here, because I like the way that looks. I think it will pop. Let's just take this part off. And see how much we can get in there. Get it to look. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of lay it there for now while I want to add another piece right here while I've got the glue going. And that part will kind of pull it all together. I hope you guys are having a great day. I haven't even asked you. I've been, I'm sorry. I've been so ragged getting things done that you know how it is. Sometimes you just meet yourself coming and going. And I'm trying to, I've got some other things I'm planning. And just kind of, all right, let me work here. And there we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and glue this floral under there to start with. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Let's just bring this up. And that's the nice thing about not having it stitched ahead of time. You can just do what you want, how you want it to look, right? And I'm going to put this right here. See if it will cover everything, because I like the way that looks. perfect. Now, a lot of people would say, why didn't you just cover it solid and be done with it? Well, it gives it a different look. And, I mean, it's not the same. It is a completely different look. Now, I like this, and I think this deserves some flowers. I think it deserves some flowers. Let me pull this off so we can do one more. You can always do flowers with... and I really think it needs pink just because of the whole situation. Although that is really pretty, isn't it? Ooh, that's pretty too. It's a little big. That's the problem I'm running into. These are some fussy cut flowers that Tracy had given us. You know, I'm kind of like, you can put it on here. If you have to trim off some of it, that's okay, right? I like that one. So let's start with that, and we'll probably do another rose on the other side. What can I say? We'll attempt. I like making these. These are fun. I feel like I got bored with some of the old stuff, you know. You know how you do. You feel like, I don't know. I told you guys I've been going through this whole kind of, I guess I'm bored kind of thing, you know, and wanting to do something different. So that's been my goal. Now, of course, we're not going to keep any of this that's hanging over, but that's okay, because not any kind of picture really has, I mean, stuff go off the edges. What can I say, right? Things go off the edge. But look how nice that looks. I like the way it turned out. And then after it gets stitched, it's going to look even better, right? So I want to make one that kind of looks like it. So let's go and attempt to do that with this side here. All right, so I have some of the same papers over here. And so let's just work in the same direction. I want to put some of this, like where the flower is going to be, in the very front. Okay, so let's do like that. Okay. To me, it's easier just to slap it on and trim off what you don't need. That's what I find. How do you guys feel about that? Now, I know some people have a hard time doing that, but there's certain situations I just think it's easier. You know, you know that you're going to be able to trim, just like in this situation right now. You know, I'm trimming it as I go, and I'll add as I need. Now this side over here needs to be trimmed also. And we know what we're doing here. We know where we're at. Okay, now let's kind of pull off this little bit here. Put a little bit of these flowers along this section right here at the bottom. Kind of brings them together a little bit from top to bottom. And now I'm going to put some Let me see here. I want to get it right where I want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and just do it like this. Can't get much easier than that, right? And get that portion already put down. There we go. Getting sticky all over me. Sticky on my clothes. Okay, so I've got this little bit right up here. Trying to decide what I want to put there. I think I'm going to use a little bit of this leftover doesn't take much. Just like that, and I can trim that off. Yeah. Let's get this trimmed. All right, now we're going to put another floral on there. And all of these will dry, and what I'll do is when they dry, I'll stitch them and I'll show them to you in the next video, okay? Because I can't take a chance of ruining my new machine. Now that looks pretty there because it's at the right angle. Do you know what I'm saying? I kind of like how it had two tones here, but it doesn't have to. I mean, the two tones is nice, but I like it like that. So that's the winner. That's the winner of the flowers. Okay, so let's go on here. I am not inking. I kind of have got to where when I collage, I don't ink. And the reason is it's just too time consuming. That's the simple of it. It takes too much time away from other things that you can get accomplished. And I feel like, you know, you can ink around the outside, which is, I do ink around the outside when it's all said and done, like down through here and stuff. I just feel like it just takes too long to do that. So, all right, guys, here is another video behind us. And we have accomplished, let me move this stuff out of the way. We have accomplished some fun stuff here. My floor mat is causing me to drag on the floor here. It's so crazy. Like, look at that. That's loose. Got to put a little bit on there. But once you stitch those, it's not a big deal. Because then, you know, it's... the sewing machine keeps it all nice. I recommend you always stitch when you make something like this. If you can. If not, glue very well around the edges. All right, so there are our 2 pockets. Now we are going to definitely, and here's our other 2 pockets. These are our double pockets here. We are definitely going to stitch around those and put some tags in those. And then we have these that I had already stitched here, which I'm going to figure out a way to decorate some. And then I'll show you how I end up doing that. And that'll be fun. And then here's the ones that we did earlier. So it's a fun video. I hope you guys had fun as well. And I will see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and come back and see the next one. See you guys next time. Bye.